Hey guys, recently I've had some people ask me if the content on my podcast is the same as the content on my YouTube channel. They both release each week, but we do use the platforms differently, and so I wanted to spend this episode talking about the content that's been released in the past and what's coming up. So let's jump into it. Guys, Tony Sutherland here. Welcome to the channel. Everything we do here is all about pointing lives to Jesus and all things grace. Hey guys, as I mentioned before, I wanted to just bring a little bit of clarity to what kind of content we're releasing on our podcast and our YouTube channel each week. Of course, you can always follow us on our social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And by the way, if this is your first time to the channel, I want to invite you to subscribe, hit those bell notifications so you'll know when new content is coming out, like this video and share it as well. So the answer is yes, we are releasing powerful content each week on the Live 360 podcast with Tony Sutherland. You can listen to that on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. I want to encourage you and ask you to subscribe to the podcast, leave us a review, and then share it with your friends as well. Our podcast releases on Mondays, and we release our YouTube episodes right around Friday or Saturday each and every week. As you can tell, I'm kind of behind the scenes right now. I'm really excited. We've upgraded our studio gear. We've got a new camera, some new lights that are super bright. We've been dialing everything in this week. But the difference between the content that we release on the Live 360 podcast with Tony Sutherland, we cover all kinds of topics: marriage, relationships, lifestyle, career, business, ministry, your emotions, your mental and emotional well-being. We talk just about a lot of concepts. And as you know, when you come to this channel every week, we have a really strong grace-based foundation. We function and flow and filter all our teachings through the new covenant gospel of grace. And so in the Live 360 podcast, it's all grace-based, grace foundation, new covenant base, but we explore the ways that grace practically applies to those areas of our life. On our YouTube channel, as you watch us each week, we really dive deep into grace. We get real deep into the theology of it, in the doctrinal issues of it, but we always stay Jesus focused. We inspire. We don't want to bore you, but we want to make a case for the gospel of grace. We use scripture support and we lay the foundations video upon video. Some folks have suggested that we centralize our content and do the same thing on our YouTube channel as we do our podcast. They feel like it'll be more streamlined, but there's so much word in me, and I want to have a place where people can go to get the basic foundations of grace, like what we do on our YouTube channel. For our podcast, we want to show how grace practically applies to everyday life. You know, people aren't in the Bible all the time. They're not studying theology. They're not studying doctrine. They're in marriage issues and life issues and job issues and career changes and relationship crisis and emotional struggles. And we want to be able to help people discover the 360 life, living life to the fullest. It's my belief that Jesus came to give us life and then some. I believe that grace is the foundation of our living. It's not just theology, but it's life, and it applies. The Bible tells us in 2 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 8, that God would give us grace for everything, that we would abound in it for every good work. And then on our YouTube channel, you're going to discover the foundations of grace. You're going to be able to come and receive insight and inspiration to the deeper parts of the scripture. And each week is a different topic, and we address a different question each week. So people will ask, hey Tony, should I listen to your podcast each week or should I watch you on YouTube each week? And the answer is yes, you should do both. In fact, I believe when you come to our YouTube channel, you're going to get a whole different spin on the gospel, what it means, going in deep, diving in deep to the scriptures, answering specific questions each week. Will take about somewhere around 20 to 25 minutes to just discourse on grace and kind of make a case for the gospel of grace. On our podcast, it's more of an upbeat, well-rounded approach to life, how to plug grace into the everyday things that people face in their everyday lives. Hey, so I hope this video explained a little bit about the platforms that we're on. I want to encourage you to listen to both of them. Listen to the Live 360 podcast with Tony Sutherland. We're already in season 2. Episode 37 releases this Monday. And then I want to encourage you to come back and watch us on YouTube. Every week we release a brand new video every Friday or Saturday. We try to stay current, consistent, and focused on the gospel of grace. Hey, thanks so much for watching. I want to remind you to subscribe to the channel, hit those bell notifications so you'll know when new content is coming out. Like this video and share it as well. Hey, I hope you'll come back and visit us more often. Every time you come here, we're going to give you something positive, something encouraging, something that'll teach you about the grace life, something that'll point you more toward Jesus. And until then, we'll see you.